Jai Gurudev, dear students, welcome again in this science class. And children, you know we have already started chapter number 2, components of food. And in this chapter, I have taught you in the last class that how we should take a balanced diet, okay, and different type of nutrients which are present in our food, just like carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins, minerals, and fibers also. They all are the important and major nutrients of our food, so we should take in our daily diet all of them. Okay, so about these nutrients we will study in detail. So first of all, carbohydrates. Okay, so children, what are the carbohydrates? Carbohydrates provide energy to our body. So carbohydrates are classified as sugar and starch. Means in these two forms carbohydrates we can study. They are of two types. We can classify the carbohydrates into two types. One are the sugars and second are the starch. And these carbohydrates provide energy to our body. Okay, they are energy providing nutrients. So children, sugar is also known as simple carbohydrate. Fruits, honey, and table sugar are the main sources of sugar. So children, we can't say that only that sugar which is called table sugar, or which we use in our daily life, in our diet, that is only the carbohydrate. No, it can be obtained from the natural fruits or these products, just like honey. So fruits, honey, and table sugar, these all are the main sources of sugar. Starch is also known as complex carbohydrates. So sugar are the simple carbohydrates, but starch is the complex carbohydrate. And children, when you study in the higher classes, you can see, when you study the structure of starch, you can see that starch is the complex form of sugar. Okay, so that's why it is a complex carbohydrate. So starch is stored in plants, which provides them energy. So children, when photosynthesis takes place, at that time plants store the food in the form of starch. Okay, so starch is also called carbohydrate because it is a form of carbohydrate. Cereals like rice, wheat, and maize, and root vegetables like potatoes, carrots, and beetroots are the main sources of starch. So children, here they have given the word cereals. Cereals you have studied in the junior classes also. What are the cereals? Cereals are those food grains which we used as main food. Okay, like some people are taking rice with dal or with vegetables, and some people are using roti, chapati along with the dal or vegetables. Okay, and in the north part of our country, people used to have a roti of maize also, makki ki roti jisko aap bolte ho. And root vegetables means these all are the cereals, and they also provide carbohydrates. Main source of carbohydrates are cereals. Okay, these three. And Also, root vegetables like potatoes, carrots and beetroots, they are also main source of starch. Our digestive system converts carbohydrates into glucose, which is the main source of energy for our body. So, children, when we take any food of starch containing food which have starch present in it, or any form of carbohydrate which is present in it, that ultimately break down in our digestive system, in our stomach, and it will convert into glucose. Okay, means all the type of carbohydrates, whether it is starch or it is sugar, they convert into glucose in our digestive system. And this glucose is the only form of this carbohydrate, means it is the simplest form of carbohydrate which is only absorbed in our body. And when it goes to our blood, and through the blood, when it goes to all the cells of our body, then only from this glucose we get energy. Okay, because it is the main source of energy in our body. So children, after this, in this page number 17 of new book, they have given some activities. So these activities now we will not do. I have already told you that whatever activities are there, when we complete our chapter, complete our a part of syllabus, so that time we will perform these activities, because for these activities we require some apparatus also and some of the solutions also, which are not available here. Whenever school will open, or we can go to school, at that time I perform these activities. Okay, so children, now let's go on next page. Next nutrient is proteins. So before studying the proteins, interesting fact is there. So let's see what is there. Our brain weighs only 2% of our body weight, yet it consumes around 20% of energy required by our body. So children, can't you think that how this much energy is consumed in our brain? Because children, it is the 2% part of our total body. You know, brain is a very small as compared to whole body part, and brain is the ultimate master of our body. Means whatever processes are taking place inside the body or outside the body, whatever actions we perform, all the actions are controlled by our brain only. Okay, so it is the master of our body. So that's why whatever work it does daily or every time, according to that it requires amount of energy. So that's why it requires 20% of our total body energy. Understood? Means rest of the 80% energy is consumed by other body parts, but 20% is consumed in the brain only. So this is also one of the important or interesting fact. So let's next see about the proteins. So what are the proteins? Proteins are one of the most important components of every cell in our body and are called as the building blocks of our body. So children, what are the proteins? In short, if we say, then proteins are called body building food. Okay, because all the muscles and we can say whatever growth taking place in our body, that is due to proteins only. So that's why protein is the most important component or a most important nutrient of our cell, every cell of the body, and they are called as the building blocks of the body. Means without proteins, without the presence of proteins, our body can't be grow or build. So they help in repairing worn out tissues. They are also used to make enzymes and hormones in the body. So children, here they have written the functions of proteins in our body. So proteins help in the repairing of worn out tissues. If any injury happens to your any body part, these proteins only can repair that injured parts. Okay, so they also used to make enzymes. Children, enzymes and hormones, I think these words are new to you. Enzymes are the kind of proteins, these are also proteins, but whatever actions or we can say different reactions takes place in our body, they are speed up with the help of, or we can say they are completed with the help of these enzymes. Understood? Just now I have told you that carbohydrates are converted into glucose. Okay, so that example, if I tell you that every reaction, that is a kind of reaction when carbohydrate convert into glucose, so that reaction also needs a kind of enzyme. Without the help of enzyme, any reaction can't be completed in our body. Okay, so these enzymes are the kind of proteins which help in all the biochemical reactions. Okay, bio means living, and reaction which are taking place in the living organisms, they all require enzymes. Okay, and hormones are you must have heard about the hormone word very commonly. But what are these hormones? These hormones are the chemicals, and they are also made up of proteins, and they control the different reactions in our body. Like some hormones control the growth of your body, some hormones control the anger in your body, some hormones control about the we can say sugar level in our body. So different hormones have different functions in the body, so they are also made up of these proteins. Okay, so about enzymes and hormones you can study in the higher classes in detail. So both animal and plant sources provide protein. Food items like milk, pulses, soybean and nuts are rich sources of protein. So children, we can get these protein either from animals or from plants. Both the sources are there. So here they have written some of the sources. From animals we get milk, and they have not written here, but flesh of animals, even eggs also, they contain lots of protein. Okay, even paneer and all the milk products, they also provide us large amount of protein. And if we talk about the plants, then pulses, just like that different kind of pulses you use at your home, जिसको आप दाल बोलते हो, डिफरेंट टाइप की दालें आपके घर में बनती हैं, they all contain huge amount of protein. And even soybeans and all the nuts like groundnuts and peanuts, all these are rich source of protein. Okay, so here they have written the different sources of protein. Children, if we talk about the nuts, in under nuts some of the dry fruits are also coming. Okay, so these all are the rich sources of proteins. And after proteins also they have given some activities, means how we detect the presence of protein in any of the food sample. And this activity surely I'll perform in front of you in the form of video. I'll show you these all the activities, but later on. Okay, whenever I'll find time and go to school, because now it is not possible to go to school, and whenever we go, that time we will perform the activities. And these all the activities which are given in this chapter, they are only based on the test, means we how to test the presence of proteins in different food samples, and how to test the presence of carbohydrates, how to test the presence of fats. Okay, so these are some of the activities which are given here. So next our topic is fats, means next nutrient which we will study, that is about the fats. But this topic I'll explain you in the next class. Okay, and to test the presence of fat, we can perform this activity at home. You can also perform the activity, but next time when I'll make this video, and I'll show you the activity, through the activity, that how we can detect the presence of fats in any of the food. Okay, so up till now we have studied about the carbohydrates, about the proteins. So you try to understand it properly, and you can rewind the video, and again you can try to understand what I have taught you. So for today this much is enough, I think. In the next time we will continue with our next topic, fats. So Jai Gurudev to all of you.